Welcome to the world of J-Cat, where thrills meet tenderness in a captivating blend of sexy, excitement and romance. Created by the adventurous Jay Bahari, this hip podcast invites listeners to embark on exhilarating journeys filled with captivating stories and heartfelt moments. Each episode explores the intriguing intersections of adventure and love, transporting you to breathtaking romance and inspiring tales that will leave you yearning for your own escapades. Whether you're a seasoned traveler, a hopeless romantic, or simply someone who appreciates a great story, J-Cat Adventures promises a delightful escape into the extraordinary, sparking your imagination and igniting your wanderlust. Tune in and let the adventures begin.
Hi, I am your host Jay Bahari. Let's go! J-Cat, Temptation in the Snow Part 2. As the night unfolded in the secluded retreat, the world outside seemed to vanish, leaving J-Cat and his captivating companion in their own realm of intimacy and allure. The room was filled with the soft, seductive glow of candlelight, casting flickering shadows on the walls that danced in rhythm with their heartbeats. J-Cat's presence was magnetic, his bad boy edge tempered by the warmth of the moment. He pulled her close, his hands exploring the contours of her body with a gentle possessiveness that spoke of deepening desire. His lips traced a path along her neck, each kiss both tender and charged with the intensity of their connection. She responded with equal passion, her hands roaming over his well-defined muscles, feeling the heat of his body through the layers of his stylish attire. The mix of his powerful charm and her alluring grace created a dynamic that was both electrifying and mesmerizing. There were two forces of nature, colliding in a private symphony of romance and longing. As they moved towards the plush bed in the center of the room, J-Cat's eyes never left hers. His gaze was intense, filled with a blend of desire and admiration. "I've always had a thing for shadows," he murmured, his voice a low growl. "But tonight, it's you who's stealing the spotlight." Her laughter was soft and sultry, a perfect counterpoint to the gravity of his words. "I'm glad to be the one who's caught your attention," she replied, her voice dripping with seduction. "Show me what you've got, J-Cat." With a smirk that promised both pleasure and adventure, J-Cat gently guided her onto the bed, his hands exploring her body with a mix of reverence and desire. The chemistry between them was undeniable, each touching kiss a testament to the magnetic pull that had drawn them together. The world outside, dangerous and enigmatic, seemed a distant memory as they lost themselves in each other. The passion between them built with an almost palpable intensity. J-Cat's kisses were fiery, his touch commanding yet tender. He was a master of both words and actions, and in this private sanctuary, his bad boy attitude took on a new, more intimate dimension. His powerful presence, both in fashion and demeanor, only heightened the allure of their connection. As the night deepened, their lovemaking was a dance of rhythm and desire, a perfect blend of J-Cat's confident control and her responsive grace. Each movement was a testament to their chemistry, a celebration of the unexpected romance that had blossomed amidst the high-stakes game they were both part of. When dawn's first light began to filter through the windows, it found J-Cat and his companion entwined in a warm embrace. The world outside, with its dangers and mysteries, seemed to pause in the face of their shared intimacy. J-Cat's arm was wrapped protectively around her, his lips brushing softly against her forehead. "You're the most captivating shadow I've ever chased," J-Cat whispered, his voice tender and filled with genuine affection. "And now that I've caught you, I'm not letting go." She looked up at him, her eyes sparkling with a mixture of love and mischief. "I wouldn't have it any other way," she said, her voice soft and content. As they lay together, the promise of future adventures and passions hung in the air. The chase was far from over, but in that moment, J-Cat and his enchanting companion found solace and joy in each other's arms. The stakes had been high, the game intense, but the love they shared was a thrilling and undeniable reward. The snowy peaks of the Alps, once a symbol of danger and mystery, now seemed like a backdrop to the new chapter of their shared romance, filled with endless possibilities and seductive promise. As the sun climbed higher over the snow-draped peaks of the Swiss Alps, J-Cat and his companion ventured out into the pristine winter wonderland that surrounded their retreat. Wrapped in stylish winter gear, J-Cat's sleek, tailored coat and dark sunglasses contrasted sharply with the bright white of the snow, while his companion's elegant scarf and fur-lined boots added a touch of grace to their snowy escapade. They walked hand in hand through the glittering landscape, their laughter echoing through the crisp, cold air. Each step they took left a trail of footprints behind, and the serenity of the snow-covered mountains provided a breathtaking backdrop to their intimate adventure. The day was spent exploring the snowy terrain, with J-Cat leading the way as they ventured off the beaten path. Their playfulness was evident in every interaction, from impromptu snowball fights to playful skirmishes as they tumbled into the snow together. J-Cat's usual bad boy demeanor softened as he reveled in the joy of the moment, his competitive streak giving way to genuine laughter and affectionate teasing. His companion matched his energy perfectly, her graceful movements and infectious laughter adding to the day's light-hearted charm. As midday approached, they made their way to a cozy, secluded spot that J-Cat had discovered during their exploration. Nestled among a cluster of snow-covered pines, it was the perfect setting for a romantic picnic. They laid out a blanket on the snow, the contrast of the vibrant colors against the white landscape creating a picturesque scene. J-Cat had prepared a selection of gourmet delicacies, artfully arranged sandwiches, rich cheeses, and a bottle of exquisite wine. Their playful banter continued as they enjoyed their meal, each bite accompanied by a flirtatious exchange and lingering glances. Their romantic lunch was punctuated by moments of sweet intimacy. J-Cat's eye sparkled with mischief as he fed his companion a piece of cheese, his fingers brushing against her lips in a gesture that was both tender and teasing. She responded with a playful smile, her eyes shining with affection as she fed him a succulent grape. The warmth of their connection was evident in every shared smile and gentle touch, each moment a testament to the deepening bond between them. As the afternoon sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the snow-covered peaks, J-Cat and his companion concluded their playful exploration of the Alps. The crisp, cold air had invigorated them, but the promise of a warm, cozy meal drew them back toward the retreat. Their cheeks were flushed from the cold and laughter, and their steps were light, a reflection of the joy they had found in each other's company. They meandered back through the snow, their hands clasped together, the tender warmth of their connection providing a stark contrast to the chill of the wintry landscape. They arrived at a charming mountain restaurant nestled at the base of the slopes, its rustic wooden exterior and welcoming glow a perfect refuge from the cold. Inside, the atmosphere was warm and inviting, with a crackling fireplace and the rich aroma of hearty, comforting food filling the air. J-Cat and his companion were seated at a secluded table by the window, where they could enjoy a panoramic view of the snow-covered mountains. As they settled in, the flickering light from the fireplace cast a soft glow on their faces. The meal was a delightful experience, characterized by rich flavors and intimate conversation. J-Cat's usual sharp wit was softened by the relaxed setting, and he regaled his companion with playful anecdotes and charming stories from his travels. They shared a selection of gourmet dishes, hearty stews, freshly baked bread, and a decadent dessert that was the perfect ending to their snowy adventure. Their laughter and affectionate glances were a testament to the deepening bond between them, each moment of the meal marked by gentle touches and shared smiles. After their satisfying evening meal, they returned to the cabin, their steps slow and leisurely as they relished the contentment of the day. The retreat seemed even more inviting in the early evening light, the glow from the windows casting a warm, golden hue across the snow outside. Inside, the cabin was a haven of comfort, with its plush furnishings and the inviting scent of wood smoke. J-Cat and his companion removed their winter gear and settled into the cozy living room, where a fire crackled softly in the hearth. As the evening progressed, they relaxed together by the fire, their bodies curled up under a soft, luxurious blanket. The warmth of the cabin contrasted delightfully with the chill of the outside world, and they spent their time recounting their favorite moments from the day, their voices a soothing murmur against the backdrop of the crackling fire. J-Cat's arm was draped protectively around his companion, and they both felt a profound sense of contentment. The day had been a perfect blend of adventure and romance, and as they prepared for a restful night, they knew that their shared experience had created a cherished memory, one that would linger long after the snow had melted and the mountains had faded into the distance. As the first light of dawn crept into the retreat, casting a gentle glow over the room, J-Cat and his enchanting companion remained wrapped in each other's embrace. The world outside seemed to stand still, the vast expanse of the Swiss Alps and the mysteries they held temporarily forgotten. In this private sanctuary, they were the only elements that mattered. J-Cat's fingers traced lazy patterns on her back, each touch a lingering reminder of the passion they had shared. The room was filled with the soft sounds of their breathing, a comforting symphony that spoke of a connection that went beyond mere physical attraction. The bad boy edge that J-Cat usually exuded had softened in the warmth of their intimacy, replaced by a deeper, more tender side. Her hand rested on his chest, feeling the steady beat of his heart. She looked up at him, her eyes reflecting a mix of admiration and affection. "You know," she said softly, her voice carrying a playful edge, "I never imagined our paths crossing like this." J-Cat's gaze was steady, his eyes filled with a mixture of mischief and sincerity. "Neither did I," he replied, his voice low and smooth. But sometimes, the best things are the ones we least expect. She smiled, her fingers tracing the line of his jaw. I have to say, you're full of surprises, J-Cat. He grinned, his expression a blend of charm and confidence. That's part of the fun. Besides, I think we've only scratched the surface of what's possible between us. With a swift, fluid motion, he rolled them both over, positioning himself above her. His expression was one of focused intensity, but his touch remained gentle, his movements deliberate and filled with care. He leaned in, his lips brushing against hers in a kiss that was both passionate and tender. The connection between them deepened with each touch, each caress, a testament to the chemistry that had ignited between them. As the morning sun began to bathe the room in a soft, golden light, J-Cat and his companion found themselves lost in a new kind of adventure, a journey of discovery and intimacy that transcended the thrills of their previous encounters. Their lovemaking was a dance of contrasts, a mix of fiery passion and tender affection, each moment a testament to the deepening bond they shared. The day passed in a blur of closeness and connection. They explored each other's desires with a playful curiosity, their interactions marked by a seamless blend of humor and intimacy. J-Cat's powerful presence and stylish demeanor were complemented by a newfound vulnerability, a side of him that was revealed only in the most private of moments. As the afternoon sun cast its warm rays over the retreat, J-Cat and his companion took a break from their passionate escapades to enjoy the serene beauty of the Alps. They ventured outside, wrapped in cozy, stylish outerwear that matched J-Cat's impeccable fashion sense. The snow-covered landscape stretched out before them, a breathtaking backdrop to their shared happiness. They walked hand in hand, their conversation a mix of playful banter and deeper revelations. The beauty of the Alps was stunning, but it was the company that made the experience truly magical. They laughed together, their voices carrying over the snowy expanse, and shared moments of quiet reflection as they admired the view. As evening approached, they returned to the retreat, their bond stronger and their connection deeper than ever. The warmth of the fire and the soft glow of the candles created a romantic ambience that was perfect for winding down. J-Cat's usual bravado was tempered by a genuine tenderness, his bad boy exterior softened by the warmth of their shared affection. They settled together by the fire, wrapped in each other's arms. J-Cat's fingers traced patterns on her skin, and he looked at her with a mixture of admiration and love. This, he said softly, his voice filled with sincerity, is the kind of adventure I never knew I needed. She nestled closer, her head resting on his shoulder. And it's the kind of adventure I never expected, she replied, her voice a gentle murmur. But I wouldn't trade it for anything. As the fire crackled and the night deepened, J-Cat and his companion embraced the promise of their shared future. The mysteries of the past and the challenges that lay ahead seemed insignificant compared to the love they had found in each other. In the heart of the Swiss Alps, amidst the romance and adventure, they discovered a connection that was as thrilling as it was profound, a love that promised to endure beyond the shadows and into the light of a new beginning. As the evening settled into a cozy night, the retreat transformed into a haven of warmth and intimacy. The crackling fire cast a soft glow over J-Cat and his companion, their silhouettes dancing with the flickering light. The room was filled with the subtle sense of wood smoke and lingering traces of their passion, creating an atmosphere of serene contentment. J-Cat, ever the epitome of style and confidence, had discarded his outer layers, revealing a more relaxed version of himself. His impeccable fashion sense had been momentarily set aside for comfort, but the allure of his presence remained undeniable. He sat close to the fire, his arm draped casually around his companion as they shared a quiet moment together. Isn't it funny, J-Cat said, his voice a low, thoughtful murmur, how the most unexpected encounters can turn into the most memorable experiences. She looked up at him, her eyes reflecting the fire's warm glow. I've never had a night like this before, she admitted, her tone soft and reflective. It's like we've created our own little world up here. He nodded, his gaze steady and intense. Sometimes the shadows lead us to the brightest places. And I think we've found something pretty special. Their conversation flowed effortlessly, a mix of playful teasing and deeper revelations. J-Cat's bad boy charm was tempered by moments of genuine tenderness, his powerful presence softened by the quiet intimacy they shared. As they spoke, their connection deepened, revealing layers of vulnerability and affection that had been concealed by their outward personas. J-Cat's hand wandered gently over her arm, his touch light yet possessive. You know, he said with a teasing glint in his eye, if we were still in Marrakesh, I'd be dragging you through the maze of the Medina, chasing after the next clue. But up here, all I want to do is savor the moments with you. She smiled, her fingers tracing patterns on his chest. I'm glad you're here. It feels like we've stumbled upon something extraordinary. As the night wore on, the fire's glow illuminated the room with a soft, romantic light. J-Cat's gaze remained fixed on her, his eyes filled with a mixture of desire and admiration. The atmosphere was charged with an electric sense of anticipation, each touch and kiss a promise of the depth of their connection. Without breaking eye contact, J-Cat leaned in, his lips brushing hers in a kiss that was both tender and full of passion. It was a kiss that spoke of a desire that went beyond the physical, a desire to truly connect and explore the possibilities that lay ahead. Their embrace grew more intense, their kisses deeper and more fervent. J-Cat's bad boy edge was still present, but it was now infused with a profound tenderness. Each caress and whisper was a testament to the strong bond they had formed, a bond that transcended the danger and excitement of their previous encounters. As they moved together in a dance of passion, the world outside seemed to disappear. The snow-covered peaks of the Alps, the mysteries of Marrakesh, none of it mattered in the face of their shared intimacy. They were lost in each other, their connection a perfect blend of excitement and serenity. Eventually, they settled back into their embrace, the fire's warmth a comforting cocoon around them. J-Cat's fingers gently stroked her hair, his gaze soft and filled with affection. "I never thought I'd find something like this," he said quietly. "But I'm glad I did." She snuggled closer, her head resting against his chest. "Me too," she murmured, her voice a contented sigh. "This feels right." As the night deepened, they drifted into a peaceful slumber, their bodies entwined and their hearts connected in a way that was both thrilling and profoundly comforting. The Swiss Alps outside were a silent witness to their love, a love that had blossomed in the shadows and emerged into the light of a new beginning. In the quiet of the retreat, amidst the warmth of their shared passion and the serene beauty of their surroundings, J-Cat and his companion found a love that promised to endure. The chase was over, the mystery solved, and what remained was a deep and abiding connection, a love that would guide them through whatever adventures and challenges lay ahead. As the night wore on, J-Cat and his companion lay nestled together by the fire, their bodies close and their breaths mingling in the quiet of the retreat. The flickering flames cast a gentle light on their faces, highlighting the contented smiles and the lingering traces of passion. Outside, the snow continued to fall softly, creating a serene, otherworldly landscape that seemed to enhance their intimate bubble. J-Cat's fingers traced lazy patterns on her arm, his touch a soothing contrast to the fiery intensity of their earlier moments. The confident bad boy persona he usually wore so effortlessly had melted away, revealing a more tender and introspective side. He looked down at her with a mixture of affection and curiosity, as though he was still marveling at the unexpected turn his night had taken. "Do you ever think about how strange it is?" J-Cat mused, his voice barely above a whisper, "how a single night can change everything." She looked up at him, her eyes reflecting the soft glow of the fire. "Sometimes," she said softly, "it feels like fate has a way of steering us in the right direction, even if we don't always see it coming." He nodded thoughtfully, his gaze never leaving hers. "I never thought I'd end up here, with you. It's like the universe decided to throw me a curveball, and I'm not complaining." She smiled, her fingers gently brushing against his cheek. "I'm glad you're not. This has been extraordinary." Their eyes locked, and for a moment, it was as if the world outside ceased to exist. The connection between them was palpable, a blend of shared experiences and newfound intimacy that seemed to transcend time and space. J-Cat leaned in, his lips brushing hers in a slow, lingering kiss. It was a kiss filled with tenderness and promise, a contrast to the fiery passion they had shared earlier. The kiss spoke of a deeper bond, one that had been forged through their shared adventure and the unexpected romance that had blossomed between them. As they pulled away, J-Cat's hand gently cupped her face, his thumb brushing against her cheek. "You know," he said, his voice soft and sincere, "I've always been a man of action, chasing shadows and solving mysteries. But this feels like something real." She reached up, her fingers intertwining with his. "It feels real to me too," she said, her voice filled with emotion. "I never thought I'd find someone like you." The warmth of the fire and the closeness of their bodies created a cocoon of intimacy around them. J-Cat's bad boy charm had softened into a genuine tenderness, a side of him that was rarely seen but deeply felt in the quiet moments they shared. They spent the rest of the night wrapped in each other's arms, their conversations a mix of playful teasing and heartfelt confessions. J-Cat's usual bravado was replaced by a sincerity that made their connection even more profound. They talked about their hopes and dreams, their fears and desires, each word drawing them closer together. As dawn began to break, the first light of morning creeping through the windows, J-Cat and his companion remained entwined, their bodies warm and their hearts even warmer. The snow outside had turned the world into a winter wonderland, but inside, the warmth of their love was the most comforting thing of all. J-Cat's eyes were filled with a mix of affection and determination as he looked at her. "This might be the end of one adventure," he said quietly, "but it feels like the beginning of another." She smiled, her eyes sparkling with promise. "I couldn't agree more." With the morning sun casting a golden glow over the retreat, J-Cat and his companion rose, ready to embrace whatever the future held. Their love was a testament to the power of unexpected connections and the beauty of finding something real amidst the chaos of their lives. As they prepared to leave the retreat and return to their respective worlds, they knew that their bond was something special, something that would endure beyond the shadows and the chase. Their shared adventure had brought them together, and now they were ready to face whatever lay ahead, united in their love and the promise of a future filled with endless possibilities. The morning after their snowy adventure began with a shared moment of intimacy as J-Cat and his companion cleaned up together. In the softly lit bathroom, they took turns helping each other with the day's preparations, their playful banter and tender touches creating an atmosphere of relaxed intimacy. The steam from the hot shower swirled around them as they laughed and talked, their closeness evident in the gentle caresses and shared smiles. Once refreshed, they emerged from the bathroom, ready to embrace the new day with renewed energy and anticipation. Their first stop was a quaint, charming cafe nestled in the heart of the nearby village. The cafe exuded a warm, rustic charm, its wooden beams and cozy decor providing a perfect backdrop for their breakfast. J-Cat and his companion settled into a snug corner booth, where they enjoyed a leisurely meal of freshly baked croissants, crisp bacon, and perfectly scrambled eggs. The rich aroma of coffee filled the air as they sipped on their steaming mugs, their conversation flowing effortlessly as they discussed their plans for the day. The cafe's relaxed atmosphere complemented their contentment, making their breakfast feel like a cherished part of their romantic getaway. After breakfast, they made their way to a nearby sledding center, where they had arranged for a private sleigh ride through the snowy landscape. Wrapped in warm blankets and snuggled close together, they set off on their enchanting ride. The horses' hooves made a rhythmic crunching sound against the snow as the sleigh glided smoothly over the powdery surface. The serene beauty of the snow-covered trees and the sparkling winter sun created a magical setting, and J-Cat's usual confident demeanor was softened by the romance of the moment. He frequently glanced over at his companion, his eyes filled with affection as he pointed out the picturesque scenery. The sleigh ride was a leisurely journey through the breathtaking winter landscape, punctuated by moments of laughter and shared warmth. J-Cat and his companion exchanged playful glances and whispered conversations as they enjoyed the peaceful beauty around them. The snowflakes drifted gently from the sky, adding to the serene and romantic ambience of their adventure. By the time the sleigh ride came to an end, they were both exhilarated and content, their hearts full of the joy and romance that had marked their day. Returning to the cabin, they were greeted by the inviting aroma of a home-cooked meal prepared by J-Cat. The kitchen was a testament to his culinary skills, with a spread of delectable dishes that included a savory roast, fresh vegetables, and a rich, hearty gravy. J-Cat's companion watched with admiration as he expertly plated their meal, his usually effortless charm now accompanied by a focused, culinary finesse. They enjoyed their dinner by the fire, the warmth of the cabin creating a cozy contrast to the cold of the outside world. As they dined together, the intimacy of the meal was a perfect ending to their day, a celebration of their connection and the memories they had created. With each bite and shared glance, they savored not only the delicious food but also the deepening bond that had grown between them throughout their romantic adventure. J-Cat and his companion lay entwined beneath a plush blanket, the fire's embers casting a gentle light that danced across their faces. The intensity of their earlier moments had given way to a deeper, more intimate connection. J-Cat's usual bad boy bravado had melted into a tender, heartfelt affection as he gently brushed a stray lock of hair from her face. The room was quiet except for the soft crackling of the fire and the rhythmic sound of their breathing. J-Cat's fingers traced delicate patterns on her bare skin, each touch a gentle reminder of the profound intimacy they had shared. His gaze was soft, filled with a mixture of desire and admiration. She stirred, her eyes fluttering open to meet his gaze. There was a sleepy, contented smile on her lips as she reached up to kiss him. It was a kiss that was slow and sensual, a contrast to the fiery passion of their earlier encounters. J-Cat responded with equal tenderness, his lips lingering on hers as he deepened the kiss, their breaths mingling in a warm, intimate embrace. When they finally broke apart, J-Cat's hand gently caressed her cheek, his thumb brushing against her lips. You know, he said softly, his voice a low rumble, this has been more than I ever expected. She looked at him, her eyes sparkling with affection. It's been extraordinary, she whispered, her voice filled with emotion. I never imagined we'd find something like this. J-Cat's gaze was intense, his lips curling into a teasing smile. Well, now that we've found it, I'm not letting it go. His voice held a promise of more to come, a hint of the adventurous spirit that had first drawn them together. He leaned in, his lips trailing a path of soft kisses down her neck, each touch igniting a spark of desire. She responded with a soft moan, her fingers tangling in his hair as she pulled him closer. The firelight flickered over their entwined forms, casting a warm, golden glow that made their moments of intimacy all the more enchanting. With a gentle but confident touch, J-Cat guided her back onto the bed, their bodies pressed close together. The kiss they shared was filled with a slow-burning passion, a testament to the deep connection they had forged. Each touch, each caress, was a celebration of the love and desire that had blossomed between them. As their bodies moved together in a sensual dance, the world outside ceased to exist. The snow-covered peaks of the Alps, the mysteries of Marrakesh, everything faded into the background as they lost themselves in the pure, unadulterated pleasure of their shared moments. The intensity of their connection was both exhilarating and deeply fulfilling. The morning light grew brighter, bathing the room in a soft, golden hue. J-Cat's touches were both tender and assertive, a perfect blend of his usual bad boy charm and a newfound tenderness. They explored each other's bodies with a loving curiosity, each touch a testament to their deepening bond. As the sun climbed higher, their lovemaking reached its peak, a crescendo of passion and affection that left them both breathless and elated. They lay together, their bodies entangled, their breaths coming in soft, contented sighs. The fire crackled softly in the background, its warmth a comforting reminder of the night they had shared. J-Cat's fingers gently traced patterns on her skin as he gazed down at her with a mixture of admiration and love. This, he said quietly, his voice filled with sincerity, has been the most incredible adventure of my life. She smiled up at him, her eyes filled with a tender affection. And I wouldn't have wanted to share it with anyone else. As they lay wrapped in each other's arms, the world outside seemed to hold its breath, the snow-clad peaks standing as silent witnesses to their love. In that serene, intimate moment, J-Cat and his companion knew that their connection was something truly special. The shadows and mysteries of their past had given way to a new, radiant beginning, a love that promised to endure and flourish in the days to come. The night was quiet, save for the gentle whisper of the wind through the snow-covered pines and the occasional crackle of the fireplace. J-Cat and his companion had enjoyed a peaceful evening, the luxury of their remote location providing a perfect backdrop for their romance. As they drifted off to sleep, the world outside seemed as tranquil as their dreams. The calm of the night was abruptly shattered when a sudden, ominous noise roused J-Cat from his sleep. His senses, always on high alert despite the apparent peace, detected something amiss. He lay still for a moment, listening intently. The sound of muffled voices and the soft creak of the cabin's door being tampered with reached his ears. His heart raced with the realization that an intruder was attempting to breach their sanctuary. Without a moment's hesitation, J-Cat's instincts kicked in. He slipped out of bed with the quiet efficiency of a seasoned operative, his movements calculated and deliberate. His eyes quickly scanned the room, taking in the position of his companion, who was still deeply asleep, unaware of the impending danger. J-Cat's focus was unwavering as he prepared to confront the threat. He moved silently through the cabin, his training allowing him to remain unnoticed. The intruders, unaware of his presence, were already inside the cabin. J-Cat's sharp eyes caught their silhouettes as they advanced toward the bedroom. He assessed the situation with quick precision, noting the number of intruders and their intentions. The intruders seemed intent on kidnapping his companion, their whispers filled with malicious intent. J-Cat's demeanor shifted from relaxed charm to cold, ruthless efficiency. He grabbed a heavy, ornate log from the fireplace, its weight a testament to its usefulness as a weapon. As the intruders neared the bedroom, J-Cat positioned himself strategically, preparing to strike with calculated force. He waited for the precise moment when the intruder's focus was directed away from him, then he struck. With a swift, decisive motion, J-Cat swung the log, its impact sending one of the intruders crashing to the ground. The element of surprise worked in his favor, and the remaining intruders were momentarily stunned by the unexpected attack. J-Cat moved with lethal precision, using every ounce of his combat training to subdue the intruders. His actions were a testament to his no-nonsense attitude, each movement executed with a purpose, his focus solely on ensuring the safety of his companion. In the midst of the chaos, J-Cat managed to incapacitate the remaining intruders with a combination of skillful strikes and strategic moves. His tactical prowess was evident as he neutralized the threat, making sure the intruders were effectively restrained. Once the immediate danger was handled, J-Cat's attention shifted to his companion. He rushed back to the bedroom, where she had begun to awaken, her confusion evident as she looked around in alarm. J-Cat approached her with a calming yet urgent demeanor. "We've had an attempted breach," he said, his voice steady and reassuring despite the adrenaline still coursing through him. "We need to get out of here and to a secure location immediately." His companion, now fully alert, nodded and quickly dressed as J-Cat prepared for their departure. His focus was unwavering as he guided her through the cabin, ensuring every precaution was taken to avoid any further threats. They left the cabin with the same stealth and efficiency that J-Cat had demonstrated earlier, making their way to a nearby safe house that J-Cat had prepared for emergencies. As they reached the safe house, J-Cat ensured that all security measures were in place, his protective instincts as sharp as ever. He reassured his companion, his usual charm replaced by a genuine, no-nonsense commitment to her safety. "We'll stay here until we're certain it's safe," he said, his voice a comforting promise. "I won't let anything happen to you." The night had tested J-Cat's resolve and showcased his true capabilities as a protector. His transformation from a charismatic agent to a fierce guardian was a testament to his dedication and skill. As they settled into the safe house, the earlier threat seemed a distant memory, replaced by the reassuring presence of J-Cat, whose commitment to safeguarding his companion was as unwavering as the alpine night that surrounded them. As dawn broke over the snowy peaks of the Swiss Alps, the cabin, once a haven of romance and tranquility, stood empty, a silent testament to the night's harrowing events. The early light cast a soft glow over the landscape, but for J-Cat and his companion, the night's ordeal had transformed their perspective on the serene setting. In the safety of the secure location, J-Cat and his companion had spent the rest of the night in a quiet vigil. The adrenaline of the previous hours had given way to a deeper sense of connection and mutual reliance. Despite the tension, there was a subtle, unspoken acknowledgement of the bond that had grown stronger through the shared danger. J-Cat's demeanor, usually characterized by charm and confidence, now reflected a profound protectiveness and tenderness. As the sun rose higher in the sky, the safe house bathed in the golden light of morning, J-Cat took a moment to assess the situation. The threat had been neutralized, and their immediate danger was behind them. He turned to his companion, who was sitting by the window, her eyes reflecting a mixture of relief and gratitude. The warmth of the morning sun seemed to offer a new beginning, a chance to put the events of the night behind them and focus on what lay ahead. J-Cat approached her, his usual suave demeanor softened by a genuine, heartfelt expression. He took her hand gently, his touch a comforting reassurance. "I'm sorry our night was interrupted," he said softly, his voice carrying a sincerity that spoke of the depth of his feelings. "But I want you to know that no matter what happens, I'll always be here to protect you." His companion smiled, her eyes glistening with a mixture of relief and affection. "Thank you, J-Cat," she replied, her voice filled with warmth. "Your bravery and care mean more to me than words can express. I feel safe with you, and that's something I've come to cherish." As the day unfolded, they settled into a new routine, one marked by a deeper understanding of each other and a renewed appreciation for the safety and security they now shared. J-Cat's protective nature had not only ensured their immediate safety but had also forged a stronger emotional connection between them. The events of the night had been a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of their world, but they faced it together, their bond unshakable. Later that day, they ventured outside, the snowy landscape glistening under the bright sunlight. The serene beauty of the Alps offered a sense of calm and renewal, a stark contrast to the tension of the previous night. They enjoyed the tranquility of their surroundings, their interactions marked by a gentle intimacy that spoke of their shared experiences and deepened connection. As they returned to the cabin later in the day, the place seemed to welcome them back with a sense of peaceful normalcy. They took the opportunity to rediscover the charm of their surroundings, their renewed sense of security allowing them to relax and enjoy each other's company. The cabin, once a backdrop to a night of danger, now stood as a symbol of their resilience and the strength of their bond. The evening was spent in quiet reflection and appreciation of their newfound closeness. J-Cat, ever the attentive host, prepared a comforting dinner, the warmth of the meal and the ambience of the cabin providing a fitting conclusion to the day. As they dined by the fireplace, their conversation was filled with laughter and tenderness, the events of the night transformed into a shared experience that had only brought them closer together. As the night deepened, J-Cat and his companion settled into a peaceful embrace, their connection a testament to their ability to face adversity and emerge stronger. The cabin, with its peaceful surroundings and the warmth of their companionship, was a fitting reminder of the beauty and strength they had found in each other. In the quiet of the alpine night, their hearts were full of the promise of a future built on trust, protection, and a love that had been forged in the crucible of danger and desire. And that's a wrap on this episode of J-Cat Adventures. I hope you've enjoyed the journey and the excitement. Don't forget to subscribe or simply get in touch with me by video call, or audio text chat. Let me know if you enjoyed the show. I would love to know what you think about J-Cat Adventures. Until next time, keep your spirit of adventure alive, and remember, the world is full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. This is Jay Bahari, signing off. Stay curious, stay bold, and keep exploring. Also, you can find J-Cat products at www.jcatadventures.com and at Amazon.